Hello and welcome. Today we are going to finish our brioche bread. So it has sat in the refrigerator overnight. It's risen some, and what I'm just going to do at this point is portion it out into 100-gram pieces, and I'm going to roll it into really small, tiny loaves, just for the sake of saving it and preserving it. So first I'm going to make my portions, getting as close to 100 grams as possible. Of course, if you're using a regular size loaf such as this one, you're going to want to do a little bit more. And once when I have my 100 grams, we're going to roll it and shape it close to the loaf size. And then we're gonna kind of make a makeshift proofer so that we'll get some rise out of it. We'll also do some fun little burger buns you can use for sandwiches or burgers. And so at this point, you've got your portions. You want to make sure you put some flour in the bottom of your loaf pans, keep it from sticking. And we're just going to take a portion, kind of flatten it out, pull the right to the left to the right, going about a third each way, and then we're just going to lightly roll it and bring it together. Probably want a little less flour on here. That one is going to be a little questionable. See if we can do better with this one. Bring one side over to the other, and then just roll. And you want to use the surface to pull a little bit to kind of get it to come together. So as you can see, you don't have as much of a seam. Nice little log of dough right there. And I feel with pieces this size, you don't have to roll quite as much. And I think I'm going to do same side down for these. Just so we get a little bit cleaner top. So, for our bread, we're not going to do an egg wash, but for our buns, we will. And for our buns, I'm also going to just do 100 grams. And you can also do cinnamon rolls or little fruit jam tarts with this dough. You can really get creative. It's pretty forgiving. And we've got a little extra there to the side. There we go. So, for our burger buns, you just kind of want to bring it in together, make a little ball, and then the part where your seams come together, on an area where there's not a lot of flour, you just want to slowly turn with one hand and push down with the other. So I'm going in with this motion, pulling it around, and creating a twisting motion. With pieces this small, it might be easier for you to do it with one hand, but what you're looking for is for this bottom portion to kind of come together without the top tearing. If you feel it sticking to your hands, use a little bit of flour on your hands and finish it out. And there we have a nice little burger bun. We'll set that off to the side. Do another little bun. And you can see about the size of these. It's about the size of your palm. And these will grow to about twice the size that they are now. And we'll make a few more little buns. Or loaves. My apologies. As you can see, not exactly doing the best job with these. They're so small. I think for ones this size, it might be easier just to kind of roll it together as opposed to the folding. But we're all learning this together. We'll get it eventually. I think at this time we have plenty of time to practice. So maybe for your smaller loaves, roll it a little, bring it in, and there you have it. So for the next part, create an at-home proofer. This is something I've been playing around with a few different ways. I have in this pan a little bit of water, and I think for the setup that I have, I am just gonna put a little bit along the bottom, because I'm gonna take this other pan, it's a little bigger, deeper, and place it on top to kind of trap that moisture as it's evaporating. You don't want too much moisture, so I might come back and check on this, maybe use a towel or something to remove a little bit if it seems like it's retaining too much. And then for my oven, I have set it to 200 because it's the lowest setting. So I'll be putting this in the oven and probably leaving the door cracked. The other alternative is, instead of putting the water in the bottom of your pan, you can put it in a pie pan and maybe put it on the shelf below. So we are gonna put these in, and I'm gonna set the timer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and check on it. For our buns, we'll do the same. I think instead of putting the water in the bottom, because obviously that might cause some problems, we will go with that pan method. And you know, we will use some little foil bread pans. And I've got these kind of at an angle, just to allow a little bit of moisture in. Oh. And you probably want to check on those after you put them in to make sure that they're staying where they need to. Same with your other pan. Seems we forgot to take that out. That was my fault for not checking. And there you have it. And we'll be back in about 20 minutes to check on this. You can stop. Are you still recording?